the start. So get up, get up, get up and get out. Just a little belief, shake off the doubt. It's building up, it's been building up for so long. It's building up, it's been building up for so long now.
Hey everybody, it's Robert Fisher from Clarksville, Tennessee. I attended St. B Elementary, Burt Elementary, Rossview Middle, and Rossview High School, graduating from Rossview High School in 2011. I am now at the University of Oxford pursuing a master's degree in education with a focus in higher education. From elementary school on, I always had teachers who were invested in my academic success, who pushed me to take either honors courses or advanced courses to really challenge myself in the classroom. And I think that created in me a sort of tenacity, right? To be a student that was very much interested in pushing himself to be the best that he could be. And I think by the time I got to middle school and high school, that trend just really sort of perpetuated itself. I found myself in advanced courses and honors courses and AP courses as a result of that solid foundation. And that prepared me really well when I got to college. I mean, I think when students are in the right educational environments, and they have teachers like those in CMCSS who are so invested in our success, it creates, again, a strong foundation for us to leverage, whether we go into the world of work or go to college or choose to some sort of service opportunity. The educators I engaged, I think many students engaged through CMCSS, prepare us to be citizens of the world. And I'm really, really thankful for the individual teachers I've had the chance to engage who have been mentors, who have been friends, and continue to guide me and be a source of support. And for that, I'm incredibly thankful. I started debating in high school when I was a junior, and my debate coach and communications arts teacher, Lee Ellen Beach, let me just change my outlook on, I think, the opportunities that were available to me in large part because of the debate training that I had. I mean, she taught me how to communicate in ways that I hadn't learned before. I was able to engage people from all over the state of Tennessee through debate competitions. And it exposed me to the world of policy through congressional debate that I really hadn't had a chance to taste that yet. And because of her leadership and her guidance and her support, I think it opened a lot of doors for me, not only like professionally and academically, but I think it allowed me to see myself in a different light because I was able to be an effective communicator in ways that I hadn't before. And so I think that was a really defining moment for me. And to have a teacher who goes clearly well beyond her responsibility of teaching me while I'm presently in her classroom to years later. I've already graduated from undergrad and I'm across the world doing something else, and she still makes sure that I'm okay and doing well. And I think that's a characteristic that a lot of teachers in CMCSS exhibit.
My name is Chris Davis. I went to Sango Elementary, Rossview Middle, and Rossview High School, graduated class of 2011. I'm a reporter, MMJ, multimedia journalist at WHNT News 19 in Huntsville, Alabama. I think I've always had an interest in broadcast television, but what really cultivated it was in high school with Lee Ellen Beach's television classes and speech and debate team, and specifically, I think when I got my hands on the camera in high school with Lee Ellen's classes, that's when I knew this is absolutely what I want to do. And I think specifically with what I learned through those courses really set me up for success, and the fact that I was one of the few people in college that already had a basis for shooting video and editing video from day one in college, versus a lot of my classmates had no clue how to do that, and they had to learn that first while I was kind of jumping onto more advanced topics. I was blessed to have some incredible teachers every step of the way. Mrs. Hedrick, my second grade teacher, I was actually in her first second grade class when she started teaching. She was Mrs. Gregory, or Miss Gregory at the time. She was incredible. Just how she interacted with students, how she made you feel special in the classroom, each and every student. She's now retired now, but my fifth grade teacher, Faye Schrecker, was just incredible. She stands out in my mind as someone who you could just tell that she had just a passion for her work, and could really tell that she really loved cultivating students and really taught the whole, how you interact with people in addition to the academics. So when it came to middle school, Miss Gant in sixth grade, came into a new school with new students that you hadn't necessarily interacted with in elementary school, and just was an incredible teacher, but just once again really taught some life skills. I think that's one thing that a lot of teachers should remember, is that in addition to the academics, the core academics that you have to teach, just teaching people how to be good students, good citizens. I think those are the teachers that really stand out and did a great job with that. I think, at least for me, I learn better when I can tell that the teacher is passionate about what they're doing. When a teacher is invested in what they're teaching, that they're interested in it, they're not just reading through slides, they're not reading through notes, they're not reading the textbook. They really care, and I think a lot of students can tell that authenticity, and I think it makes such a difference. I had some incredible high school teachers. Angie Smith with English, Jason Rice, history, took about every class he'd let me take. And with both of those, especially Jason and Angie, they both had such a passion for what they taught too. We would have in-depth discussions. I think that's what really stood out too, is it wasn't just, this is the material, know it for the test. It was, this is why it's important. This is applications you can have for it. And I think that's so important. It makes it stand out from some of the other things. Really, those are just ones that stand out, but I was really blessed through CMCSS to have some incredible teachers that really did care about what they taught and set me up for success in the future.
So my name is Bethany. I went to Norman Smith Elementary School, Ridgeview Middle School, and I did my freshman year at Clarksville High before getting rezoned to the brand new, freshly built Rossview High, where I graduated in 2004. Right now, I actually just a week ago graduated from med school. I did a special dual degree program called the Medical Scientist Training Program, where I graduated with both the MD, the medical degree, and PhD in molecular and cellular biology. So right now I'm starting my residency in pediatrics through something called the Physician Scientist Training Program, where I'm going to do both both research and clinical fellowship in pediatric endocrinology. So first of all, I have to acknowledge my mother. Jay McCartwright is a third grade teacher at Norman Smith Elementary. And because of her, she really instilled in me a love of learning in school. And Norman Smith was my second home growing up. And so school was always fun because it's also where I was spending all my time playing. Some of the teachers that really pointed me on the path that I'm on, I was always kind of pointed towards science, but the teacher that most inspired me in that direction was Kay Lane, fifth grade at Norman Smith. For anyone who ever met Mrs. Lane, she was basically a real-life Mrs. Frizzle. So she really made science fun and really made it about discovery and problem solving, which I just really loved and always remembered. Another big one was Carolyn Farrell, freshman biology at Clarksville High, but she moved with us to Rossview High. Her biology course was, at that time, the hardest class I'd ever taken by far. It's, even after med school and college, it might make the top 10. It was incredibly rigorous and pushed me to develop every study skill that got me through college and med school later on. Not to mention, she really made things interesting, and it was that class where I first fell in love with molecular biology. And it really says something that I didn't take another biology class in high school, but years later when I was applying to colleges, I knew my major was going to be in molecular biology. Anita Kirby, who's by far the best math teacher I've ever had, Coach Story, who was an excellent physics teacher, Ben Dager, a chemistry teacher who was really adamant about encouraging us all to enter into the science fair, which was a really big inspiration for me. And then finally, who we call Dame Angie Smith, AP English, who taught the first English class I ever took that I didn't hate, and was a big part of me getting a minor in English, and now literature is one of my favorite hobbies. So I think the important things are encouraging the love of reading and the love of learning for its own sake, because if you have that, you'll learn everything else just because you want to be reading, you want to be learning new things. Thank you for everything over all the years. At all the schools I've been to since Vanderbilt, UT Southwestern, I was always incredibly well prepared for the enormous things they threw at me. So thanks for everything.